Hi, my name's Dianefurbee. I'm with Patchwork Farm, or the Furbee Family Farms, here in London. For the last few years, I've been producing homemade wheat bread. It came about as almost like a necessity. I found out I had type 2 diabetes and needed a good bread to eat for fiber. And every bread I tried in the store had so many additives and everything still in it. And we had fields of wheat growing, and I thought there must be some way that I could utilize our own wheat and make a better product to make wheat. So I started experimenting with the wheat, and it tells its own little story right here. If you've ever picked up a loaf of bread in the grocery store, I urge you to do that and read all the ingredients on the back. You can pick up the most expensive loaf of wheat bread and read the ingredients, and you'd be amazed to see how many additives and everything that's in the bread. The story of our wheat is this is wheat that came right out of the field. The next step is I glean the wheat seed. We have an old like little gleaner cleaner from the 1930s and it shakes it, the wheat seed, the wheat berry, until it's like a heavy and light process to take out any like little rocks or stones or bugs or anything like that in it. Then you still have to kind of eyeball it and move it around with your hands to take out any other impurities. I grind the wheat berry into the flour, which is in the next jar, which is 100% kernel, and then use that to make the bread. The easiest way I can explain the difference between a store-bought bread and a homemade bread that's 100% wheat is, say a wheat company would take the wheat and they'll say, okay, now the little endosperm on the end of this wheat, we don't want that, so we're going to chop that off of there because that might not let the bread stay fresh in the stores long enough. So, and then, well, we don't need this vitamin in there because it might tend to not make the flour as white as most other flours that we want it to get white. And we'll take this out because we don't like this vitamin in here. We don't need that. Oh, but now we need to put something back in there so we can call it 100% wheat. So we'll put this vitamin back in. So it's a give and take process with most of those bakers. This, 100%. Nothing added, nothing taken away. Pure wheat. We've been making it for several years. The difference in the wheat, there's three basically common wheats grown around here. The two that I work with is winter, hard red winter, and spring wheat. The spring wheat is a much lighter, airier wheat. When I grind it up, it's great for pasta, or not pasta, it's great for pastries and cookies and a light bread, like a slicing bread, if you want it for a sandwich. The hard red winter, which is what we grow on our farm, is a real sturdy, hearty bread. It's a meal in itself, just slicing a slice of that and toasting it. So that's basically the only difference in the wheats. They're all the same, basically. It's just the way you put them together. So, I urge you to try it if you've never tried it before. I urge you to read labels in the store to know what you're getting, so that you can make yourself a better consumer. And or at least if you're buying your breads from the store, there's nothing wrong with that, but just read the label so you know what you're getting and try to make the choices between what's better for you and what's not. So, any questions?
Yeah, I'm interested about the wheat varieties. I was talking to a Columbus baker, you know, artisan baker who does bread for like some restaurants and stuff, and he was saying that they don't get a lot of their wheat locally because of, you know, the differences in the varieties and the hard red winter wheat, you know, that was not associated with bread, but you're finding that it really works.
Locally, I think you probably have to talk to my husband on this. He's the farmer in the family.
Yeah.
But I think the wheat that's raised around here, more or less, is the hard red winter.
Right.
It makes a sturdier bread. It's not quite as light and fluffy for pastry breads or the lighter bread that the public has gotten used to eating, used to buying at the stores. And most of the wheat in this area is all sold to the mills, and not used for production in bakeries, rather here comes down to the hard red.
Yeah, and it may make a somewhat different kind of bread from what we're accustomed to, but it really works anyway.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's delicious. Becky eats it all the time. She's my best customer.
Well, it was nice that her son once said, she told me he slices it thick, puts it on the grill while he's doing his meat, and then you just butter a little dab, and it's the best. And it is. We can't even grill without slicing the bread down, and on the side, it's just.
Get some more over there. I got to fix them up.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. I'm sold on trying it.
It's a type of bread that you have to get used to.
Uh-huh.
You're so used, and the kids nowadays are so used to white bread, cheaper white bread at the store, slapping on peanut butter or jelly or whatever, and they just get used to eating that. And you have to reacclimate yourself and your kids to eating something that's healthier for you. If you're going to eat it, let's put something in our bodies that'll do some good. Like I said when I first started, I have type 2 diabetes. I find that with this bread, it doesn't have a sweetener. I use local honey, our own honey that we grow in it, for the only sweetener. It's great for digestion. It's great to digest your food a little bit slower. It has great fiber. It's just what you want your food to do for your body. And nowadays, there's so many medical problems everybody has. My body or my grandkids are putting in their body.
Right.
So basically that's it.
What runs through your mind when you read the labels in the stores? Are you horrified?
My gosh. Yes. And if I can't pronounce it, I don't think it needs to be in there. And my grandson has an allergy to tree nuts. Have you ever had to go through the store and look at ingredients to make sure you don't buy anything with tree nuts or at what product contains? It's really kind of scary when you see that. Not just bread, any product. So I think that's why everybody's wanting local nowadays, because they want to be more aware of what they're putting in their bodies and what they're eating. My son, who does the meat, he's got a lady that's been buying meat from him for years now because her daughter was having problems maturing too fast because of hormones that are found in meat and chickens and things like that. So it's just something that you really have to watch nowadays. Didn't have that problem years ago, but nowadays you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.